It has been so long. Have you ever felt torn between two worlds? Let's dive into why I'm saying goodbye to Canada and hello again to Tokyo. So it has been, I think, 5 years since my last video. So if you know me from my first video, I posted a really clickbait video on my channel and now I'm back. Hi. Don't know me, my name is Emmy. I was born and raised in Tokyo, and today I just want to delve into sort of why I'm moving back to Tokyo, and I'm gonna be real with everything. Before I start, I want to just sort of have a disclaimer. Everything that I'm going to be talking about today are based on my personal experiences since moving to Canada and living and growing up in Tokyo. Obviously, not everyone is going to share the same views, so if you have any opposing views, that is okay. I'm not trying to attack on any country or, hate on a country. I just want to share sort of my experiences and why I'm deciding to move back to Tokyo. So first and foremost, growing up in Tokyo, sort of the background of it all and why I'm here. I was born and raised in Tokyo. My dad is Japanese, but I did grow up going to an international school. That is also why my English is so good. Every single time I tell people that I grew up in Tokyo, I get asked that question, why I'm so good at English. It's because I went to an international school. So yes, my personality has just been very much westernized, but I was still in tune with my culture back home. Because I attended an international school my whole life, my Japanese has just deteriorated over time. And that's just kind of the reality of it. Unfortunately for me at least, I felt very suffocated in a sense where I wanted to expand my horizons and live abroad somewhere where I could speak English in a country where English was a predominant language. And that's what I wanted. I wanted new experiences. I think me as a person, I always want to travel. I always want to just explore and see what's out there. And I'm always down for new things. I do want to have new experiences throughout my journey. And I feel like studying abroad was one of those things where it was very common among international students, and I wanted to be one of them. And yes, I do acknowledge that I am very fortunate enough to have had this experience coming to Canada. And you might be asking why I chose Canada. I feel like that's a whole different video that I should dedicate to, but ultimately ended up choosing U of T, the University of Toronto, and moved to Toronto in January of 2021. I was 18, so that was the start of my journey in coming to Canada and leaving Tokyo. So I came to Canada 2021 January, super cold. I underestimated how cold it was going to be, but it was locked down, no one was allowed to go out. But I was living in a dorm with my current roommate. We've been roommates since day one. Best friend, love her. So that was kind of how it started off. It's been 3.5 years of me living in Canada. Obviously, there are so many different things about this country versus when I lived in Japan. I will say I do feel more like myself. I fit right into the people in Canada. I never felt like an outlier here, and I love that about living here. One more thing is the summers in Toronto are honestly unmatched. There's always things to do, and when it's warm and sunny every day, it just feels great. I've been to so many concerts since moving to Toronto, and it's been amazing. I am a concert girly. I love going to concerts, and just every single artist that I love, just Toronto's always one of the spots for an artist to go to, and I hands down I love that. But yeah, just overall the new experiences that I was able to gain being here. One more thing about living in Toronto, I have had 2 internships here working a 9 to 5, and that is one thing that actually made me want to stay because of the work culture. Japan is known for having such a rigorous, depressing lifestyle when it comes to work. There's a lot of suicides that happen because of it, and honestly I think a lot of the reasons why we have such a high declining population is because of the work culture and just the fact that it's a misogynistic country. But working a 9 to 5 in Toronto is so chill. Working a 9 to 5 in Toronto made me want to stay here and sort of at least start a career here, because there was no way that I can work at a Japanese company, especially with my Japanese skills, girl. It was already bad, but then it just became even more worse. In terms of that, I enjoyed a lot of my time in Toronto, but I can't deny the fact that the cost of living here is absurd. I've lived here for 3.5 years. I've seen how it's changed. Homelessness, population, it's really unfortunate that the city has come to this. I literally live in front of a needle drop box, and I see just casually like at a 9 a.m. on a Wednesday, someone doing crack right outside my building. But yeah, cost of living and food is another thing. I love the diversity of Toronto and how you can pretty much grab any sort of cuisine anywhere, but the price, man, growing up in Asia, if you grew up in Asia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I just can't justify paying $50 30, 40, 50 for a meal, like a regular lunch, you know? Everything that I could get in Japan or in Asia in general, like it's just so much better in terms of that. Activities, places. One thing that I do feel limited here is my inability to freely travel domestically. When you are in Japan, you can drive an hour and you'll be in a completely different area. You know, sometimes I like to escape my problems by just disappearing. I can't really do that here. Like, you're really limited to either Vancouver, Montreal, maybe Alberta, or like the US. But at that point, it's already international and it's cheaper to go international than travel within Canada. And that's what I didn't really like. Constant traffic, transportation, those cons outweighed the pros. But over time, my desires and goals have changed. I was set on staying here, but kind of listened to myself, reflected on how I feel and how happy I am. And ultimately, like, I choose happiness. I don't think I can be as happy as I could be living here. Part 3, appreciation for home. Over the last 3.5 years, I have gone back to Japan for a vacation. So it's not like I've stayed here constantly for the last 3.5 years. I have gone back home, came back. Going back to the part where I said I have felt suffocated, I felt like, you know, moving here at 18, I had to learn everything on my own. That made me appreciate my parents so much more for what they have done for me thus far. I would not be here without them, and just like, you know, opening up a bank account, doing my laundry, cooking food, thinking about what to cook every day, guys. No one ever told me that thinking about what to make for food every day is such a hassle. These little things, like, I had to learn on my own, and I didn't know anything, and I moved here, and it did make me grow a lot as a person, and I'm so thankful for that. It made me appreciate home so much more for what it was. So some of the things that I felt like outweighed the pros here is obviously the domestic travel that I mentioned, and how everything is open, like 24/7. Like, there's always something for you no matter what time of day. I feel like the city is very massive. Downtown Toronto is very small compared to the city of Tokyo. The city amasses literally 35 million people during the day, and that is insane. That is literally the population of Canada itself. I grew up a city girl, and I love being a city girl, so that's sort of like my experience and what I enjoy. The city is very developed. There's always new things being developed. Every time I come back here, there's construction that's lasting for 20 plus years and no progress. Yeah. And the convenience, obviously, like convenience stores. I appreciate that there are like police box offices in Japan. Like, I can talk more about like little knickknacks about Japan that I love in another video, because I feel like obviously there's so much content around Tokyo right now, but there's so many like little knickknacks that I know about because I've lived there. Like, you can only get that in Japan. That's a whole nother video. One more thing is like the food. Not only the food, but the shopping. The shopping you can get there, there's a reason why people come back with like 2 full suitcases of products, clothes, skincare. Like, everything is so amazing in Japan. Even like the dollar store, we call it Daiso, but the dollar store has literally everything you can think of, and it's so like, it's actually proper nice. You go to a dollar store in North America and it just feels ghetto. You go to a dollar store in Japan, amazing. Like, am I going to live in Japan forever? I don't know. Maybe not. Knowing myself, I don't think I will. For now, that is my plan, to move back to Japan. And my flight is actually on September 7. I'm gonna be going to LA first and then going straight from LA to Tokyo. And I definitely wanna be vlogging all that content, moving back home, all the vlogs, like shopping, everything. Like, I definitely wanna travel in Japan when I'm back. So that's gonna be exciting. So to end this video, I just wanna end it off on a really positive note. I am so thankful for spending the last almost 4 years here. I have been so lucky to meet all the people here, and connect with people, gain new experiences, and experience something that I'm probably not gonna experience like again, like studying abroad here. If you watched this far, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more content on sort of my journey from Canada to Japan. I definitely want to talk more about things I wish I knew before coming to Toronto, things like that. We'll see. But yeah, whatever you are going through, if you're torn between 2 worlds as well, like I was, contemplating on whether to move, honestly, sometimes just take a risk. Don't be scared to take risks. Like, you only have one life to live. Book that flight. Life is too short to stay in one spot throughout your whole life. Take risks, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.